This is a special news report hosted by Andy Pollock.
All right, everyone. Good afternoon. It is 4 o'clock here in New York. I am Andy Pollock coming to you live from the Random Studio in Fresh Meadows, which in proximity distance, I am about 10 miles away from Manhattan, in case anybody's wondering. But anyhow, good afternoon. We got a lot to talk about. We're going to get to the fair first because that's important. Because honestly, after what happened last night, it's just disgraceful that they couldn't wait another week or not do it until March. But honestly, just distasteful for the MTA and shameful on Fernando Ferner that he couldn't wait until March to open its big fat mouth about it. But we're going to get to what we need to talk about, folks. And believe me, there's a lot we got to talk about. So first up, we're going to get to the let me make sure I don't have the wrong tab open. That's bad. That would be a funny thing if that had just happened right there. Boom. There we go. And by the way, I will read your comments afterwards because it's important that we do that. Okay, so the bad news is there are going to be fare hikes. The good news is base MetroCard fare will be at $275. This will also mean the Nice Bus fare will stay the same, thankfully. My disability fare will be at $135, so that's still good news. Even though I wish it would go back to being $110, but guess not. That's not going to happen, huh? 25-cent fare hike. Ridiculous. Anyhow, MTA has voted to keep the base fare at $275, but the MTA has terminated the purchasing bonus that adds additional cash to riders who put at least $550 on their cards. Monthly MetroCard costs will rise from $121 to $127, while weekly rates will increase from $32 to $33. Once again, this is just beyond insanity. I don't know why they're doing this. I really don't. I can't understand this. Could someone tell me why this is necessary? I just can't. All right. Fare increase will take effect on April 21st. New tolls beginning on March 31st. This is just not good. Another fare and toll hike is expected in 2021. So, Mr. Fernando Ferrer, the former Bronx Borough president, said today the MTA's money problems were one of the most daunting challenges the MTA has faced in decades, and odd hikes would starve off potentially devastating service cuts. He also championed ongoing cost-cutting efforts within the MTA's agency. You want to hear something bad with this? Maximum increase on weekly and monthly long-hour railroad tickets will be 3.85%, with dollar increases capped at $15 for monthly tickets and $5.75 on weekly. Commuters already paying $460 or more for their monthly tickets would not see an increase. But again, this is what I mean. They don't care that an awful main line gets treated like it's garbage. This is not necessary at a time where the railroad is at a failing point every single day. I understand if Metro North wants to do it, because again, Metro North has better service than the railroad does. This is just beyond insanity. I can't understand this. And then they're going to raise the tolls again. I'm trying to get you the tolls and the bridges because I'm curious about this. Let's see anything. Let's see anything. Don't see anything about bridges. I'm trying to figure it out. I don't see anything. Let's see. I know Channel 7 did something. Let's turn off the audio.
My prescriptions used to.
There we go. So I just wanted to turn off the audio. I do apologize about that, everyone. Oh, 4%? That's how bad this is. This is ridiculous. I'm at a loss of words. The toll on most crossings for Easy Pass riders will rise by 36 cents. This is ridiculous. The Verrazano Bridge is going to cost nearly $20 to cross now. This is not acceptable. I am just at a loss of words. Now, you want proof how bad this has gotten? Take a look at this. Okay, here we go. Bronx Neck Bridge, right? Let's do an example. I'm going to pull up my calculator for a second, and I'll get you a number. Let me just see if I can pull it up. I don't think I can pull up two things at once, unless I can do the screen. Stop for a second. I got an idea. Let's see if I can try something. Okay, now you should be able to see my calculator, unless something is off at the moment. There we go. Okay, folks, you can see my calculator right now. Good. So right now, the fare on the... Hang on, folks. I do apologize. Let me shrink this down for just a second. Are you able to shrink it down? There we go. You shrink. Fortunately, I can't shrink it down anymore. But anyhow, Whitestone Bridge and Midtown Tunnel, not Midtown Tunnel, Midtown Tunnel, RFK Bridge, Throgs Neck Bridge, all right now at a toll of $5.76, right? Let's do some math here. I'm sorry to bore you, but this is important. My dad is not too happy about this either. He's not too happy that they're going to be raising this 32 cents. 32 cents. My bad. 36 cents. Whoa, folks, I apologize. My calculator just went completely off. 0.36. There we go. Yeah, the fare is going to be $6 even now on Easy Pass. Oh, wanted to pull that up later on. I do apologize. $8.50, right? You know how much 25 cents is, right? 25 cents is $8.75. Okay? 35 cents, right? $8.85, I think it is. It's going to be near $9. That's pure insanity right there when they're going to toll you by mail. Here's the worst part. Verrazano Bridge is now going to be $17.36. And then they're now considering putting a $19 fare on the Verrazano Bridge if you don't have Easy Pass. It's just insanity right there. Pure insanity. Verrazano Bridge toll is now going to be near $12. And take a look at this. It gets worse on Port Authority bridges and tunnels. Off-peak hours are 10:50 to go into New York from the George Washington Bridge. On peak, it's 12:50 with Easy Pass. Cash toll is $15. And this is what I mean with the Port Authority. How come they don't have cashless tolling? That's another discussion for another day. Again, I do apologize. You know what? Let's get first to your comments about this cashless tolling. Okay, here's what Matt Camper said in the comments. Matt, we're going to get to the railroad update in just a second. I want to talk about it, but here are two valid points Matt has brought up, and we'll even check Twitter later on. Matt said, I don't understand why Metro North riders pay more and we Long Island Railroad riders don't have a fare hike. The Long Island Railroad is in a crisis while Metro North gets the best service. Why can't Metro North pay 7% more? Exactly. The railroad should not be part of this disaster. All right, Faremageddon happened today. I said it was coming, and Faremageddon happened. And then Matt also said, while the Long Island Railroad fares don't go up, they can pay more on Metro North since they got the best service. Exactly. They get the best service. Nonsense. Idiocracy. All right, no more rant about this. We're going to talk about what happened on the railroad again. You know what? It's just easier not to read the Newsday article. We'll go to Twitter. So, pretty much, we got word from the railroad that a Meet Your Manager event at Deer Park has been terminated. So that's some interesting news right there. Now, as far as when service is going to get completely restored, I'm hoping it's tomorrow or by Friday. Yeah, they've added extra trains to Lebanon this afternoon. Let's see what else we got. Right, this is what I wanted to read you. Limited eastbound service will run during the... Well, let's take a look at this for a second. Can I pull up the info from the MTA's website? Let's see. Let's see if I can get some service changes for you all. Here we go. Let's see. Matt, if you're watching, this is a better thing to do. So I'll read this. Limited eastbound service will run during the evening rush hour on the Huntington, Port Jefferson, and Ronkonkoma branches as they will operate at reduced speed on one of two tracks through Westbury, following yesterday's train vehicle collision at the School Street crossing in Westbury. Eastbound Port Jefferson trains will make all local stops from New Hyde Park to Port Jefferson this evening. All right, that's interesting. Westbound service will be suspended on the Huntington Port Jefferson branch because, again, that track is out, and the Ronkonkoma branch during the evening rush. Also, quickly want to say this right now. If you're going to Madison Square Garden tonight for the Ranger Lightning game, please, if possible, use the Babylon, Montauk, Hempstead, or Oyster Bay branches. Now, as far as I'm trying to figure this out, right? You're in Mineola, and you need to get to the game tonight. Go to Jamaica, find a westbound train at Jamaica, take it to Penn that way, or just take the E train. But I suggest leaving right now because you're not going to get to Madison Square Garden on time if you don't leave right now. Okay, so we're going to read all of this information because this is just a big headache to read this, but I'll summarize this. 9 trains were terminated on the Huntington Port Jefferson branch. 3 on the Ronkonkoma branch. So let's read this. 229 train from Penn, noon to Hicksville. 317 canceled. Customers take the 252 train from Penn to Huntington. 327 train from Penn, noon to Huntington. 435 canceled. Customers took the 343 train from Penn doing to Huntington at 4:49, stopping at Woodside, Jamaica, New High Park, and all eastbound local stops to Huntington, including Merlawn Avenue, Call Place, Westbury, and further stops east past Hicksville. The 4 p.m. train from Penn due to Huntington at 5:07, canceled! Customers can take the 4:31 train from Penn due to Huntington at 5:31, stopping at Jamaica, New High Park, Merlawn Avenue, Westbury, and Carl Place, and all local stops to Huntington. 5:29 train from Atlantic Terminal due to Huntington at 6:28 is canceled. Customers can take the 5:35 p.m. West Hempstead train from Atlantic Terminal and then transfer at Jamaica for the 5:55 train, stopping at New High Park and all local stops to Huntington. 5:33 train from Penn due to Cold Spring Harbor at 6:46 is canceled. Customers can take the 5:35 train from Penn due to Huntington. 5:46 train from Penn due to Huntington. 6:51. Oh, here's a fail, folks. I gotta play the soundbite. This is a fail. Two fails, but whatever. I gotta show you this. I think it was a typo. Art. It says art. I gotta play it again. I'm so sorry, but I have to do it again. I'm playing it. Oh, anyhow, 5:46 train from Penn due to Huntington is canceled, which was originally scheduled to arrive at Huntington at 6:51 p.m. Need to get that out of my system. Customers can take the 6:08 train from Penn to Huntington, stopping at Jamaica, New High Park, and all local stops to Huntington. Last three trains, 6:01 train from Penn due to Hicksville at 6:45 is canceled. Customers can take the 6:02 Far Rockaway train from Penn Station and transfer at Jamaica for the 6:25 p.m. train to Ronkonkoma, which will be making local stops to Westbury and Hicksville. So people in Westbury aren't screwed tonight. That's good. 6:30 train from Penn due to Huntington at 7:32 is canceled. Customers can take the 6:56 train from Penn Station to Huntington, stopping at Jamaica, New High Park, and all local stops to Huntington. And then lastly, 6:35 train from Penn Station due to Hicksville at 7:22 is canceled. Customers can take the 6:56 train from Penn to Huntington, stopping at Woodside, Jamaica, New High Park, and all local stops at Huntington. More information. All right. 3:07 train from Penn due to Ronkonkoma was canceled. Customers took the 3:14 train from Penn to Ronkonkoma. 4:54 train from Penn due to Farmingdale at 5:56 is canceled. Customers can take the 5:01 train from Penn to Ronkonkoma, which will make added stops to New High Park through Farmingdale. So, folks, if you need another alternative to get eastbound back to Merlawn Avenue, Westbury, and Call Place, take this train. Take this train right here because it's going to help you. Now, if you have another luxury to, wait it out, you need express service, I would say 6:53 train from Penn due to Ronkonkoma at 8:12 cancel. You can take the 7:11 train from Penn to Ronkonkoma. Okay, following eastbound trains making added stops. So we'll start off with the 424 train because that's where I'm assuming they're making last call at Penn right now. Okay, so if you're on the 424 train right now watching this, your train due to Ronkonkoma at 5:44 will be making an added stop at Hicksville. So again, the conductor should have made this announcement by now. But your conductor or engineer should have told you on that train right now, we will be stopping at Hicksville. Okay, 451 train from Penn, Doonarock-Hockham at 604 will be making add stops at Bethpage and Farmingdale. 501 train from Penn, Doonarock-Hockham will be making local stops from New Hyde Park through Farmingdale. 522 train from Penn, Doonarock-Hockham at 638 will be making add stops at Mineola, Hicksville, Bethpage, and Farmingdale. 529 train from Hunters Point Avenue in Doonarock-Hockham at 645 will be making an added stop at Westbury today. So if you normally transfer at Jamaica and you try to go to Westbury, guess what? You'll be coming directly from Hunters Point Avenue today. So you know what that means. I have to play that. That's very good news. 529 train from Hunters Point to Doonarock. Oh, my bad. We already read that. Okay, I think it's two more. Oh, my bad. 3 more. 4 more. 553 train from Penn, Doonarock-Hockham at 711 will be making an add stop at Hicksville. 6 p.m. train from Jamaica doing the Oyster Bay at 658 will be making an added stop at Mineola. Okay, that's interesting. I find a benefit for that. That's very good. 604 train from Atlantic Terminal in Brooklyn, Doonarock-Hockham at 727 will be making add stops at Westbury and Hicksville today. 621 train from Penn, Doonarock-Hockham at 739 will be making an add stop at Mineola. So that's pretty good that Mineola is getting additional service today because of this, and very happy. But remember that 636 train that struck the truck yesterday or whatever, that's terminated. So please keep that in mind. We're going to check the Long Island Railroad's Twitter feed right now and give you all updates. Hang on, I just want to check something. Oh. Sorry about that, folks. Just needed to take a quick water break. That's better. All right, back to business. Interesting. We're getting a lot of new tweets. Interesting. The Biebedam branch got impacted by this. 321 train from Penn Station to Biebedam at 424. Canceled in Freeport due to congestion. Customers can take the next eastbound train to Biebedam. So guess what, snobs? You lose today. Oh, feels good today, huh? Oh, this is priceless. This is priceless. I gotta retweet this. Oh, too bad, snobs. You lose today. Anyhow, let's go to our notifications. Somebody was able to get a view of the train today. Yeah, so that's 7425. And again, this train is not going to be able to move. I would say at this point, this train is most likely going to be removed by the weekend at this point, because I just don't see how this is going to be a benefit. Yeah, take a look at this. That's just disturbing. And that could be blood. I'm not too sure. Yeah, from what I'm making out, this train had to at least be 10 cars. Had to be. And again, I'm disturbed by this. Right, Matt, I was just going to bring this up. Yeah, Matt, I brought up the Babylon branch. Matt, I was going to bring up this point. Use the Babylon branch or other branches. Because remember, if you're trying to get to the Ranger Lightning game tonight at Madison Square Garden, please, if you can, use the Babylon branch, use the Port Washington branch. Just find another way to get there. Don't drive into the city. Please don't. Because as I said, the EMS workers who have been stuck at Lynbrook, they want to get home. They don't want to deal with traffic. And they might live in the city, so please be considerate for them. We need the roads cleared as much as possible. And I'm going to say this again. I would say if you need to go into Long Island tomorrow, I would say this. Try to go into Long Island tomorrow between the following times. Between, I would say, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. And then I would say eastbound, try to go after 7 o'clock at night. If you need to do something in the middle of the day around rush hour, 4 or 5 o'clock, not the best time to be going into Nassau County. But remember when I said this on Periscope, I'm going to say this again. Non-essential people who do not need to go into Long Island, please do not drive your car into Nassau County for the remainder of the evening. Because remember, we still do not have any service on the railroad. And I will quickly say this. I was on the Grand Central Parkway, and I told my parents this, and they think I'm crazy for saying this. But whenever the railroad's not running, this is what can happen. So heed my advice, folks. I'm going to say this again. If you do not live in Nassau County, and you're coming in from Queens, and you're trying to do some leisure in Nassau, don't think about it tonight. Just stay home. Don't go out. Don't attempt it. If you need to go into Long Island, I would say again, take my advice. Try to go during off-peak travel time. I would say attempt to do it tomorrow, but it's going to be difficult. Because as I said, we need the essential people who live in Long Island to get home, and we don't need to clog up the road. We don't. Same with westbound. Especially, again, for people who commute from Nassau. Let's say you're coming to Queens for leisure and you live in Long Island, or you're going to Manhattan tonight for the Ranger game. As I said, if you need to get west tonight, please take the Port Washington branch, take the Babylon branch. Find a way to get to those branches of the railroad tonight. If you need eastbound, do the same thing after the Ranger game or wherever you're trying to do in Manhattan tonight, because or in Queens, because honestly, telling you this right now, if you need to get into Queens tonight, a majority of Queens is accessible by bus from Jamaica. So, again, try to leave your car at home if you can, because you're not getting anywhere. And especially, again, we do not need the local roads getting backed up either. So, I'll quickly mention that as well. But as I said, if anybody needs to go into Nassau County tomorrow, because, again, that's why I'm waiting until tomorrow to do this, and I'll quickly bring it up. Try to go in tomorrow. Try to just go in tomorrow. That's all I'm going to say. John from Pine Power LI, my correspondent just posted? Thank you, Matt. I appreciate that. I'll get to that in just a second. Folks, I'm dead serious. Tomorrow, I am really considering checking the scene out in Westbury. I have time to do it, and I can get my work done. I have a bus in mind from Long Island Jewish that can get me to New High Park if warranted, because preferably, I'd rather would just take the railroad on the Huntington Ranch to go to Huntington. I mean, not back to Huntington, Westbury. And I have a bus in mind that can get me back to Queens Village in an hour to get me back to the 88 to Elmhurst. So that's my plan B if my friend of mine can't get me out there, because I want him to see it too. But let's see for a second. Ah, interesting. If I need to wait for an ice bus tomorrow, I can wait in the waiting room. That's pretty good. They keep the waiting room open until 10 p.m. And that's why I had this up, because I wanted to make sure that I had an option. There's the M35 to Baldwin, but then the issue is I have to go to Baldwin, and that's going to take longer. If I take the 22, I'll get to Queens Village in an hour, and I get the 88. Again, I mean, 150 is 150. I can afford it, but, that's one thing. Hang on, I just want to see what time the buses are leaving tomorrow. Let's just pull up nice buses for a second. Because, again, I know I had a bus in mind. Okay, N22. N25. Because if I take the 24 doesn't go directly into downtown Mineola, right? Like I said, I know I had a bus in mind. Let's see. Here we go. Let's just close these out for just a second. I do apologize, everyone. I really do want to read your comments. Okay, folks, so this is the bus I had in mind. This is the 1238. My bad. Is this the right one? Yeah. My apologies, folks. This is the 1231 bus I had in mind. I can definitely catch this one. If I grab lunch in the cafeteria, take it with me to the office, I should be able to clock out by 12:25, and I can hopefully get to this bus on Lakeville. It should get me over to New High Park Road Hillside by 12:38. Now, the issue is, preferably, I'd rather would just take nice bus to go into Westbury instead of dealing with the railroad. But let's just take a look for a second. I know I sound crazy, but the best alternative. How am I going to be able to get to the scene if I don't have nice bus? Exactly. Right, this is where I need to be. Right by Maple Avenue in Westbury. Okay, here we go. Let's see. To Hicksville. Unfortunately, guess what, folks? I would miss that bus because there's a 12:23, and I'd have to wait till 12:51. And I don't really want to do that. I mean, then again, it's only about a 15-minute wait. And normally that's the wait I wait for with an NYCT. But again, I'd rather would just deal with nice bus when I get over there, because here's the thing. I'll show you guys this just right now. If the Huntington branch is running tomorrow, and let's say I do get over there, because again, this is a decision I have to make tomorrow, because it factors into the fact that, number one, are the buses going to be running eastbound from New High Park? That's the main thing. Second, I can prove to them that I just came from Nice Bus, and they'll probably let me on for free. That's what I would assume. Or maybe there's a bus collector. I don't know. Let's just take a look for a second, folks. Port Jefferson Branch. Let's see for just a second. Right. I would be at Westbury around 1:21. So So again, I don't want to spend too much time because there's a 221 bus I want to get going west. So obviously that's why I don't want to dilly-dally that much, because then there's a 241 bus and I don't want to take it. And honestly, it just wouldn't be, a factor into it. But again, I have it planned out. I could definitely make this work. It's no biggie. Oh, okay, John. Let's read your comments. It's very important. Yeah, John, that's what I was going to do tomorrow. Because remember, I have the transit app. So I'm thinking to myself, I normally wait 10 to 15 minutes for an NYCT bus. But, Yeah, John, I know there's limited service. It's only running eastbound right now. Yeah, John, we're going to play your tape right now if I can find it. Because again, I have the tape, but I lost it just a second ago. Let's see. Let me just turn off the screencast. I do apologize, everyone. Yeah, if it's not running, don't get me wrong. Yeah, that's what I heard, John. I know there was a vehicle fleeing. So, again, we have our correspondent, Pine Power LI. So we're going to listen to his tape right now. So let me just switch over to the main feed of the of my switchboard where I do my mic and it goes to the audio files. So let's see. Here we go.
All right, hello, welcome to this Long Island Railroad update. I'm going to update you again, and I'm going to have another video later on of what the conditions look like at the train station. But first, before we do that, let's just take a moment to think of some really beautiful places, because it has been an extremely stressful past 20 hours or so here for me personally over this whole thing. All right, so let's get to it. There's some new information, and I'm going to talk, actually, so I'm just going to talk about it while you can look at the pines. This way it balances out things, and then I'll show you some Twitter feed, the latest Long Island Railroad has to show you. But what I heard on News 12, and I'll provide you the links in the video, is that the car that ran around the gates was actually involved in a previous accident that was not involving the train at all whatsoever. So this just goes to prove my point about Westbury, that it's a really dangerous area, that the people that were in the car start rounding them up, and they own Westbury. This terrible accident that almost claimed innocent. News is the engineer in that train.
So apparently the truck that was trying, I heard this on 1010 once earlier, John. I'm fully aware of this. Was that, this vehicle was fleeing the scene of an accident. Let's see if I can pull up a different source. If Newsday has some information about this. Wait a minute, hang on. No, folks, I have an update in the Ed Mangano trial. I know I don't want to talk about it, but there's some news regarding Ed Mangano. I have to bring this up. I'm so sorry for bringing up Mangano, but we'll talk about that after we get to the important thing. All right, here's what Newsday is saying. They updated this at 3 o'clock, right before 4 o'clock. The driver of a vehicle that caused a horrific LIRR crash last night fled the scene of a minor car crash moment before attempting to go around the railroad gate in Westbury and colliding with two trains. An eyewitness told law enforcement at the scene, according to Nassau County Police. The commissioner, Patrick Ryder, provided critical new information on the moments before the fatal collision during a news conference in Westbury. All right, this is what Ryder said. The vehicle involved in the collision, heading south on School Street around 7:20 last night, was involved in a minor auto accident only, seconds before fleeing the scene and crashing first into an eastbound LIRR train and then a westbound train, according to a witness identified by Ryder as an occupant of the vehicle involved in a two-car crash. The witness said the individual was involved in an accident and then went around the gate. Right. Again, we cannot figure out what's going on here. Right, and remember, this train was derailed. And that's why the platform is a mess right now. All right, as I said, I don't want to really read this article. All right, so the only update I have is that Linda Mangano standing trial for 5 felonies, charges of conspiracy to obstruct justice, obstruction of justice, to making false statements to the FBI. Let me see. Yeah, I don't have that much of an update. It was just false advertising. Thank you, Newsday. Thank you. False. Well, John, I don't know if they were illegally in the country. We can't assume that just yet. Hey, Sam. Making sure we see your comments. But to get back to John's point, we don't know if, any illegal immigrants were involved in this. I mean, yeah, John, I know about your nightmare in Westbury. I get the whole thing, but we can't assume that they were legally in the country or not. Yeah, Alex, here's the thing. Thankfully, General Hospital wasn't canceled because my mom was a big fan of that show. They did air it today, so I don't know what's going on. In fact, let me see if I can pull up Fubo at the moment. I'll see if Fox is covering this, Fox News. Because the reason why I say Fox News is because, remember, they actually covered this. I'm not joking. They actually covered this last night. Even Sean Hannity covered it.
That article is where many New Yorkers and people in the country learned that taxpayers.
Folks, guess what? Cohen is back. And you're not going to believe who's speaking to him right now. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Or as I like to call her, Crazy Eyes from Queens. Or as I like to call her, Nicolas Maduro's best friend. Let's see if CNN's doing coverage. Alex, thank you for suggesting that idea. Yep, CNN's doing coverage. In fact, hang on. Let me get my over-the-air. Because remember, I don't have cable in my room because my dad never properly hooked up DirecTV in my room. I thankfully get cable from my Fubo for the news channels because, I like to check the news channels from time to time. And I do get ESPN, my local regional affiliates, even the on-the-market games. I paid for MLB, but anyhow, let's see if 7. Okay, let's see. 7's not covering it. Okay, here's the weird thing. Alex, I have CBS on right now. If you're not in New York and you're watching this, our local CBS affiliate here in New York is WCBS Television Channel 2. They're covering it. Let's see if WNBC4 is covering it. Okay, no, they're not covering it. It seems, Alex, CBS is the only national. That's a good question. I'm not too sure. Because here's the thing, Alex. If I was in my other studio in Maryland, I would be able to let you know if my affiliates from Salisbury were covering it or not. I'm not too sure, but unfortunately, CBS is still airing it. What is wrong with them? And John, I know you normally watch CBS 2 News, and I'm going to let you know at 5, because we're terminating the stream when Matt comes live from Westbury, because I want you all to watch his feed. But again, I'm going to attempt to head out there tomorrow. I'm not too sure. But I know no matter what, I'm definitely going into Long Island tomorrow. No matter what. I'm going to attempt to do it tomorrow because I'll see how everything ends up tomorrow. But I think I should be able to get to work on time at least. Yeah, Sam, we saw you. If anybody didn't see her, let her know because she just tweeted me. Yeah, I'm following her right now. Yeah, Sam, if you want to DM me, you're more than welcome to. We can talk whatever you want. I don't mind, but let's see. Alex, I don't know if Mangano's being retrialed. That's a big question. I have no idea, to be honest, with anybody. I know John is right now not able to join us in the live chat, so I can understand that. Well, we gotta hope he goes to prison. But no matter what, Linda's going to jail. I keep telling everybody this. My mom actually agrees that if Ed doesn't go to jail, Linda's the one that should be taking the fall. Because remember, Linda was the one who kept making up lies about the restaurateur. So, it's a big headache. It really is. You can't make this stuff up. Let's check my notifications very quickly. Okay. Hang on, I can put CBSN New York right now. Let's see what they're talking about. Because if they're still running the Cohen thing, hang on.
ET Live, always on, always.
Oh, come on. No one wants to see Camila Cabello right now. No offense. Okay, DC, if you're wondering about Queens Village, I did a video about it yesterday. I'm not going to get too much into details because, you know, the video does the word by itself. But, you know what? I'll play audio of it because, remember, I can't do video because the video will lag. But I can play the tape from yesterday. So, what DC is referring to is my video I took in Flushing on the Q46 yesterday. Pretty much we had two issues. We picked up a passenger at Parsons Boulevard, and what happened was the bus couldn't get lowered down. And this was an Orion 7 old gen. And then the brakes were squeaking, so that was very alarming. I'll try to play the audio in just a second of the brake squeaking. And then when I was on Queens Boulevard, I want you to listen to my conversation I had with a bus supervisor because you're going to be alarmed to know what happened. I'll go into what happened specifically yesterday. So let me see if I can play the audio for you in just a second. I do apologize.
Queens Village. This is just a typical day at this depot. And later on, I'm going to probably have to deal with this when I take the 88 back to Fresh Meadows. But let's hear it.
Find it.
We're accelerating, and let's hear if those brakes are squeaking.
All right, I think I may have found it. Yep, that's it right there. I'll play it for the direct soundbite for you in just a second.
Yep, that's the noise.
So what happened was we were dropping off passengers at Main Street, and right when we were pulling into Main Street, that's when I heard the brakes. But I mentioned in the video that the noise was loud. Okay, first of all, I took the 1020, what bus was this? I took the late 1032 bus that left late from Long Island Jewish by about 6 to 8 minutes. And what happened was when we were pulling up by Commonwealth, it was making an ear-deaf squeaking sound. And you know the driver? I know this driver very well. I'm sorry for calling him out. But he doesn't realize that, you know, your brakes are squeaking. Shouldn't you tell your supervisor right then and there that, you know, I got to go back to depot and get this take a look at? There's corruption going on. And I could tell maybe that supervisor could have been from Transdev. I don't know. But I did talk to a supervisor on Queens Boulevard. So let's take a listen and figure out. I'm trying to play the tape. Here's the tape. Because I couldn't record with the camera because, again, I don't want to put the camera in the guy's face. But I did take my MP3 recorder out. So you'll be able to hear this in just a second. So let's just switch to the feed.
This is just disgraceful. Excuse me.
Yes, sir.
I got a complaint about 6469. Well,
Okay.
2 complaints. Number one, the brakes have been squeaking.
Okay.
I noticed it since we started off at Long Island Jewish. And 2, we picked up a passenger at Parsons, and the driver couldn't lower the bus to pick up a handicapped passenger.
Okay. All right. I'll have them write that up.
Yeah, please let Queens
Thank you.
Village know about this.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
No problem.
Now, in the caption, I did catch him off camera, and he did go inside the bus. So that's a good sign. And this guy better be a veteran of the MTA because he needs to see what's really going on at this depot. Because what Queens Village has done to these buses is just unacceptable. And they used to be a very good depot. The buses were maintained. They always would normally show up on or close and not even leave late. It's just, I don't want to get into it again, but Alex brought up a good point. DC Backup brought up a very good point, and, you know, I'm just beyond disgusted, and, you know, I got to keep reporting it because, you know, I don't want any more of these buses to, you know, continue to go bad. Okay, let's see if I can get a picture of what Hicksville looked like. Okay. I got a picture right now. I'll show it on the screen. All right, so we have a picture from Hicksville via Pine Power LI. And as you see here, right by John Street, yes, that's your street in Hicksville. As you see here, no people on the platform, not surprised. You see here, you have your buses. So, be a lot of coach buses the rest of the day, it looks like. Pull up the chat. You're speaking my language, Transit. I know the RTF's got the runs done, but they're being terminated. Well, Alex, here's the thing about Queens Village Depot serving that area. Number one, Fresh Meadows is more upper middle class, where I am. Jamaica Estates, it's completely upper class. Now, normally in Fresh Meadows, the median income is $75,000 to $90,000 a year. Sometimes you may have that one exception where, and I've noticed this since the area is changing, I'm noticing a lot more $100,000 people moving into this area. There's this big house on 73rd Avenue, and it's a block away from where I ranted about the traffic light problem before. And I'm noticing this. But as far as your question about Jamaica Estates, the 46 only serves that portion. If you're talking about 188th Street by Midland, Q17 is run by Jamaica Depot. Yeah, I know. The Donald is from Jamaica. Oh, by the way, folks, I just want to see if CBS 2 at 5 is starting. Just hang on. I want to see if they're leaving the air on the national feed of CBS. But, yeah, we'll get to that discussion in just a second. Yep. Hang on. Channel 7 is doing a report. Hang on.
Last night, 3 remain but are now in stable condition. Some of these patients had significant spine injuries, some injuries regarding internal bleeding.
We also had a patient who had a seizure.
Among those who became trapped, the engineer of the westbound train traveling at least 60 miles an hour when he was just a beat ahead of the concrete debris flying at him.
He ran front towards the rear, away from it, as almost like a movie scene coming through the front. And it was also a civilian there that he pushed out of the way, and that civilian is also the 2 people that were trapped.
The question, why? Why would anyone tear through such a dangerous crossing? What we know is that in the moments prior to all of this, a witness now tells police there was a fender bender.
The witness said that individual was involved in an accident and went around the gate.
Possibly trying to flee and paying a much larger price. That's right, and we're back here live now where Newscopter 7 is above us. You can see the pictures of the scene. Police tell us that that vehicle was burned so badly, all that was left of it was the engine. And so with the search for human remains right now, which is a difficult process, also the very difficult process of re-railing 200 feet of track. We're live in Westbury. I'm Stacey Sager, Channel 7, Eyewitness News.
Stacey, that accident almost 24 hours ago and still impacting this evening's commute. The LIRR has canceled several trains because of the damage near the Westbury station. Eyewitness News reporter Kimberly Richardson live at Penn Station with more on the impact. Kimberly?
Really? Kim is at Penn Station?
One down and one to go for folks riding the LIRR today. It really has been a test of their patience and their ability to come up with Plan B. Take a look. This is the main concourse.
Normally, Josh Iger covers these stories at Penn.
Trains heading out of the city eastbound. There's quite a crowd now. Folks are waiting for their tracks to post. As soon as their track posts, though, they will dash for the train. The major magic number today is 12. That's how many trains have been canceled because of last night's fatal accident. The affected branches Ronkonkoma and the Huntington Port Jefferson lines. Officials say in the area just east of the Westbury train station, there is, quote, extensive damage to the rails. One is rolled over signal equipment, and the third rail, the platform, was also a mess. And because of all of this,
they fixed the yellow escalator that links up New Jersey Transit and the Long Island Railroad. I just saw it on the TV just now, folks.
You can expect tonight during the evening rush delays of up to 1 hour. It's not what anyone wants to hear, but I did find one young lady with a glass is half full attitude.
This morning was crazy. It was really hectic. I actually had to bounce from a few different train stations to find a train to get myself here. I was very late to work, but I got here eventually.
You're getting home now. Heading home, how are you feeling?
Heading home, I'm okay now. The route that I ended up coming in is actually pretty clear. So heading home is good, but it's just a little crazy actually getting from that train station to my house. It was kind of, yeah, overall, it was a rough morning. I actually don't come to the city often for work, so it was a really crazy day. So overall, the whole experience was just a rough day.
Maybe a bit of a rough commute tonight. Again, this is a live look at the main concourse. All these folks waiting to see their track post heading home out of the city. Now, because of the cancellations, officials have added 4 trains to the Babylon.
All right, folks. Now, as far as tomorrow morning's commute is concerned, and again, this impacts me trying to get to the scene tomorrow. I don't know what this is going to entail. I really don't, because we're going to have to figure this out. Because remember, there's no service overnight in both directions because they have to remove this train off the tracks. So, honestly, you're screwed overnight. You're screwed overnight. So, again, if you go into the Ranger game tonight at the Garden, please find an alternative way to get over to the Garden from the Babylon or Port Washington branch tonight. You can get a ride. Please arrange it now because, you're not going to be able to get to the Garden directly. Westbound at the moment. Let me just turn off the TV. Well, let me see if Forrest is covering it. Hang on. See for a second. Okay, folks, CBS 2 at 5 just started. So Channel 2 is on right now.
Workers have been at it all day trying to re-rail that train behind me. The first step in getting the Long Island Railroad back running again through 2 tracks here in Westbury. You can still see extraordinary damage to the concrete platform and the train. A tragic portrait of how devastating it is when a car tries and fails to beat a moving train. A concrete train platform crumbled, train cars mangled and derailed, a passenger vehicle obliterated, 3 lives lost, and 2 branches of the nation's busiest commuter railroad crippled. The result of what officials today said was an avoidable tragedy.
We cannot repeat this enough. Please do not try to beat the train. There is nothing so important.
It was
Exactly.
When a car that drove around closed gates was struck by a fast-moving eastbound train and then a Manhattan-bound train.
I have no comment on the N22X at this moment.
The train car just shook very hard, and then the entire team came to a stop. Very scary. Yes, very scary.
Kumar, no, there's only eastbound service. There's no westbound service on the Huntington and Ronkonkoma branches right now. There's no service westbound, only limited eastbound. Later tonight, they're going to terminate all service. They need to remove the train. It can only be done overnight.
Some of these patients had significant spine injuries, some injuries.
By the way, Channel 7 and Channel 2 are confirming 3 people are still hospitalized right now. So just to confirm that report. Both CBS 2 and ABC 7 are confirming that.
Collection for families now at the checkout. Surveillance video shows the 3 arriving Tuesday for a barbershop haircut, then heading to a bar next door and later getting into their car from the School Street Railroad crossing. Police confirmed there was a crash in front of the closed gates moments before the train impact.
The witness said that individual was involved in an accident and went around the gate.
A moment of silence at the
Okay, folks, we're getting more details. Apparently, all 3 victims were Hispanic. Repeat, all 3 victims who perished in this accident are, in fact, Hispanic. Apparently, Channel 2 is reporting this. Well, no. They're sort of wrong. I know this for a fact. Most Ronkonkoma trains, and I know this for a fact, they go 75 to 80 miles an hour past Westbury. Even at New High Park, they do the same thing when they go westbound. And we're talking about a typical M7 train. As I said, I don't expect full service till at least Friday or the weekend. But remember, don't forget, there's going to be no Ronkonkoma service this weekend because they already planned track work this weekend. All right, Channel 2 is also doing a report from Penn.
Workers in bright orange vests walking around helping to direct people. This as they work to quickly repair damaged rails and try to restore full service. Look at the board at Penn Station as commuters try to reroute their way home tonight. I'm estimating it's going to be packed, and they're saying it's going to be very slow.
It's bad on a regular day. Forget about this situation.
As far as I know right now, it's the same line, so we'll see though.
Now 12 cancellations.
You know what's crazy? That same lady who was on Channel 7 was also on Channel 2. I just recognized her.
LIRR Twitter account working overtime today to try and update riders and answer their questions, letting people know more specifically. Limited eastbound train service will run during the evening rush hour on Huntington, Port Jefferson, and Ronkonkoma branches as we operate at a reduced speed on one of 2 tracks through Westbury. Additionally, eastbound Port Jefferson branch trains will make all local stops.
You know what I would have wondered today? I would have wondered one thing. My normal 211 eastbound to Long Beach that doesn't stop at Woodside, Forest Hills, and Kew Gardens. Or I would have seen more people today trying to transfer at Jamaica for the Oyster Bay branch. That could have been a possibility. I don't know. Yeah, and that's what it normally looks like during rush hour. All right, so that's the local media. And of course, Channel 7's talking about Trump. Really? Come on. I never knew that about the New Haven branch, Alex. Thank you for letting our viewers know about this. So I'm just going to wrap up the stream because I have nothing else to say. I really don't have anything else to say. So I'm going to get going. I have nothing else to talk about at the moment. Other than the fact that if you are just joining me, I can confirm to you all now that we have more details about what happened. 3 Hispanic males were spotted in a Jeep Grand Cherokee SUV before the incident. The police are looking into that vehicle on surveillance camera, according to CBS2. But they have released the identities. Nassau County authorities have released the identities. 3 Hispanic males did pass away due to this incident. So, as far as if they were illegally allowed to be in the country, we don't know that yet. I mean, I'd like to know, but again, under the circumstances, it's not fair to other people that possibly are legal in the country and or were born in the country, and they could be hospitalized, and it wouldn't be fair to have this discussion right now. But one last point, as I said, I am working on trying to head out to the scene tomorrow. Remember, I have a ride to New Hyde Park as far out east as there. But as far as getting to downtown Westbury, I can arrange for another ride or end up taking Nice Bus. So I'm looking into it. I'm going to update you all on Twitter tomorrow at Andy's Randomness. I will not be able to update you on Periscope because remember, Long Island Jewish has the HIPAA rules. I could technically broadcast from an area in the hospital. I'm allowed to. But the thing is, I need to be in the office tomorrow to get my work done for this week, and I can continue it on next week. Thankfully, work can let me out early, but, under the circumstances, I have to do what I have to do. So it will be on my Twitter, the status, if Westbury is a go or not. You should be seeing an update on my Twitter feed 10 to 10:30 tomorrow morning. That's the update. Thank you all for watching. Until the next one, please take care.